Hi, I'm Peter Rydell and you're watching Growing Habits. Today I want to talk about not productivity, but what is counterproductive. And it's amazing. When it comes to this topic, I read this again. I read this very interesting book by Ralph Dobelli. You know how I read the same books many times in order for myself to be able to apply it. I think he makes an excellent point in his talk, in his writing about counterproductivity. So one example that a reverend actually from the United States has calculated, that Ralph Dobelli quotes, is so the car was a great leap forward in personal transportation when it came out. It was a lot faster than a horse-drawn carriage. So this reverend in 1977 sat down and calculated the average speed of a car. And so how do we calculate the average speed of a car? Well, we take the numbers of kilometers driven divided by the time we spend in it, and we have the average time. Both yes and no, because that is, yes, technically the right term, but we should not only divide it by the time we sit in the car, driving in the car. We should also factor in the number of hours we need to work to pay the car, pay the insurance, pay the gas, pay the garage to fix it. And when he did this, the average speed of the car fell to 6 kilometers an hour. Exactly the same speed as walking. I think that's an interesting example, and many people will then say, yeah, Peter, but that's all good and fine. I cannot live without a car. No, okay. Then other examples is, I don't have a smartwatch. I just have a normal watch. I don't want to be updating my software. I don't want to get notifications. I don't want to be push. I don't have a smart home. I don't have lamps that turn on and off by me tapping on my watch or something. It needs to be installed. It needs to be maintained. It needs to be updated with all different apps. It can even be hacked. It seems smart, but actually it's counterproductive, because there's nothing complicated about a switch turning on and off the light. There's nothing else a watch needs to do than tell me what the time is. I can reach into my pocket if I want to see my phone, the emails, the text messages. But the most blatant example of something that is labeled as productive but is actually counterproductive, I love this, is PowerPoint. It is amazing how many millions and millions of people are spending millions and hundreds of millions of hours doing presentations, tweaking it with fonts and colors and pictures and effects. Just imagine if we could just spend that time, instead of fiddling with that, spend that time actually doing the research, writing it down, and then just presenting it to each other. Maybe with one picture that just, pass it across the table or share it on your screen when you're having an online meeting, instead of building an entire PowerPoint deck. Just dive into the matter instead and doing it properly. Yes, PowerPoint on the surface looks really productive, really smart, but the fact is that it is not. So I wish for you, when you are thinking about what habit should I lay down, a good habit, one could be to think first before you reach out for the next gadget, before you reach out for the next productivity tool. Because just remember, you need to pay for it, you need to update it, you need to maintain it, and it's very likely hackable. So it might not be as smart, as effective, and as productive as you think it is. So instead, use your brain, think about it, and then only then should you adopt it. I hope you will stick with it.